You're listening to the world's #1 football podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen, Matt Hartman, and Ryan Matthews.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Pigskin Project YouTube channel. I am Matt Hartman, and football is finally on the horizon for the NFL. This is our final NFL offseason video, and what better to end it than with our playoff predictions. So we all come in with 3 separate brackets, and we kind of fill it out. 7 NFC teams, 7 AFC teams, wild card, all the way up to a Super Bowl in which we all crown a different champion. And then I decided to include it in here. Little Bears talk, because how else would you want the Pigskin Project offseason to end than with some Bears optimism and some Bears detractorism? Let's see. But overall, I'm an innocent bystander in all of it. And keep in mind, if you're watching this, that the 3 you're watching have no idea about Micah Parsons being a Packer yet. So just keep that in mind. I don't want that to go unmissed because that is such a major move. We'll talk about it again this Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, our Week 1 preview show. Make sure to get in there so you can interact with us in the chat. That would be much, much appreciated. But let's get you into the video. Playoff predictions for the NFL, not college football. We did that last week.
Go watch that.
Go watch that. There you go.
Go watch that.
Good advertisement. I'm just gonna hit my 7, and then we could or 14 technically, and then we could go around. I have the Bills finishing 1 in the AFC, 2 being the Chiefs, 3 being the Ravens, 4 being the Texans, 5 being the Bengals, 6 being the Jaguars, 7 being the Broncos. The Bengals will play the Texans, Jaguars will play the Ravens, Broncos will play the Chiefs. That's the AFC. All right, let's go to the NFC. Number 1 seed being the Eagles, 2 seed being the Niners, 3 seed being the Packers, 4 seed being the Buccaneers, 5 seed being the Lions, 6 seed being the Cardinals, 7 seed being the Vikings. I really switched those 2 bottom teams around. I had the Rams in easily when we did all the schedule predictions. I had the Commanders in when we were doing the schedule predictions. I couldn't leave the Vikings out, and I wanted to believe in this Cardinals team. So that'll be the Lions will face the Buccaneers, the Cardinals will face the Packers, the Vikings will face the Niners. So those are my 14 teams that are in.
Ben, go ahead.
Yeah. We'll start out in the AFC. Ravens get the 1 seed, Chiefs at the 2 seed, Bills at 3, Texans at 4, Chargers at 5, Broncos at 6, and Bengals barely sneaking in there at the 7 seed. As I said at the top of the podcast, again, I think they just need an adequate, maybe below adequate defense to be able to do this. Their offense is plenty good enough, so I do have them making the playoffs. They will be matched up with the Chiefs in the wild card, Broncos with Bills, and Chargers with Texans here. In the AFC, or the NFC, I have the Eagles at 1 seed, because who else? Niners at 2 seed, Packers at 3 seed, Bucks at 4 seed, Rams at the 5 seed, Lions at the 6 seed, and then your Dallas Cowboys at the 7 seed.
Ooh.
Yes. No, I'm drinking a little bit of the Kool-Aid there. I mean, come on now. And then that would leave this would be such a fun matchup. The Cowboys to play the Niners, the Vikings, or the Lions to play the Packers, which would be fantastic. And then the Buccaneers play the Rams.
Okay. As for my 14, starting off with the AFC, I've got the Ravens at the 1 seed, Chiefs at the 2, Bills at the 3. Guys have started drinking the Kool-Aid. Jaguars win the division, get the 4 seed. Chargers at the 5, Bengals at the 6, Broncos at the 7. And then for the AFC matchups, you have the Broncos facing off in Kansas City against Chiefs, Bengals in Buffalo, and then the Chargers in Jacksonville. So that one's going to be fun. And then for the NFC, get your popcorn out, ladies and gentlemen. Eagles at the 1 seed, 49ers at the 2 seed, The Bears at the number 3 seed, Buccaneers at the 4 seed, Lions at the 5 seed, Commanders at the 6 seed, Vikings at the 7 seed. So I have the Vikings in San Francisco against the Niners, the Commanders in Chicago against the Bears, and then the Lions in Tampa Bay against the Buccaneers.
So we all had the same 3 teams finishing in the top 3 in the AFC, which is correct. But I think we all had a different top seed. So that's interesting. None of us had the Lions winning the division. So that was interesting.
Yep.
That was one of my hardest things that I was like, you got to stand 10 toes on this Packers thing. So, yeah. All right. Awesome. That was good. All right. I'll kick off my wild card. The 5 seeds are going to win. So the Bengals and Lions are going to beat the Texans and Buccaneers. And then all the other home teams are going to win. The Ravens are going to beat the Jaguars because they have a better quarterback. The Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos because they have a better quarterback. Because that's how they play football. Taylor Swift said it. Jared Goff and Josh Allen were going to meet in the middle of the field and fight. But the Packers will beat the Cardinals, and then the Niners will beat the Vikings. So my final 8: Ravens, Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, Packers, Niners, Lions, Eagles.
Keep going, because I think it's going to be easier for people to follow if you just keep going the bracket.
Okay. Chiefs and Bills are both going to win. Chiefs are going to beat the Ravens. Breaks my heart. Bills are going to beat the Bengals. And then the Packers are going to beat the Niners. And the Lions are going to beat the Eagles. They're going to get their revenge for losing as the 1 seed last year by beating the 1 seed. Then conference title games. The Lions are going to go into the Green Bay Packers. They have lost both games in this series. They lost a division to the Packers. I think they win this game. I think Dan Campbell gets the Lions to a Super Bowl. And then the Chiefs and the Bills. You guys know I love rooting for Mahomes. I love rooting for the villain. I love just all the Mahomes magic and Taylor Swift in the audience and everyone getting so upset. But this is the Bills' time. We're going to have the Bills face the Lions in the Super Bowl. And I think Buffalo gets it done. I think this is long overdue for the Buffalo Bills. No one circles the wagon like them. And I think Josh Allen, Super Bowl MVP, I think it finally happens this season. I think this is their best shot to do it.
I like it. That's fun. Getting into mine. And you had, the Texans last year?
I did.
Oh, it's great.
Should have at least gone to the championship round. Just saying.
They got in the same spot.
Yep.
But man, that looked horrible.
Yep. So in that first round matchup for me out of the AFC, I have the Chiefs beating the Bengals. To save you time, I'm right there with you. I have the 5 seeds winning, but then the higher seeds winning the other 3 matchups. So it'd be the Chiefs beating the Bengals, the Bills beating the Broncos, and then the Chargers, the 5th seed, beating the Texans. And then going over to the AFC for keeping track, again, it's the same thing. That's Niners beating the Cowboys, Packers beating the Vikings, and Rams beating the Buccaneers. So now your matchups here are Eagles-Rams, Niners-Packers in the NFC, and then Ravens-Chargers, and Chiefs and Bills, the dreaded Chiefs and Bills matchup here. And, Matt, I wish I could be on your side, but I haven't seen it happen, and I cannot say it's going to happen until I see it. I'm sorry, Bills fans, but it's going to be another year of you getting bounced in the playoffs by Patrick Mahomes. And then I have the Ravens beating the Chargers, a nice little Harbaugh Bowl there. We've seen it once. John had won it the first time. It's going to happen again. John's going to win it again. And then you have the Eagles versus Rams. Who would I be to not pick my Eagles to win? We did it once. We're going to do it again. And the Packers and Niners. I'm going to have the Packers win this one. So now that leaves your conference games. Packers versus the Eagles. Chiefs versus Rams. And to make it nice and easy, I'm going to have the Birds team winning both of those games. You have Birds Super Bowl. Eagles versus Ravens. We're going to have a conversation about Hurts here. I mean, if Hurts does it again, if Hurts can win the Super Bowl, no one can talk about him. I think this time last year I had the Eagles winning this one. That being said, I cannot do it. I do think the Ravens are the best team in the NFL. They're going to win the Super Bowl. Lamar's going to get his MVP, Super Bowl MVP trophy. So I'm kind of in the same vein as you, there, Matt, but I just have it being the Ravens instead of the Bills.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Starting off my wild card round, the AFC side, Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos, Bills are going to beat the Bengals, and then the Chargers are going to beat the Jaguars. And then in the NFC, the Vikings, the 7th seed, are going to beat the 49ers. I don't think the 49ers would have faced as tough of a defense. I mean, that's playoff Brian Flores defense right there, man. That's going to be a tough one. Even though they're at home, it's going to be fun. Then the Commanders take a trip to Chicago. And like Justin Timberlake and NSYNC had said, bye. The Bears are going to end up winning that game. The Lions and the Buccaneers, Lions are going to take a trip down to Tampa Bay and end up losing to the Buccaneers. And then for the divisional round, we have the Chargers and the Ravens, as well as the Bills and the Chiefs. I'm going to have the Ravens beat the Chargers and then Bills beat the Chiefs. And then in the NFC, I have the Eagles beating the Vikings, and then the Bears get their second playoff victory under Ben Johnson in his first year, going all the way to the conference championship round. Bills and Ravens in the AFC. It's happening. Ben was absolutely right. The Ravens are going to the bowl. And as much as I would love to say it, I think the Eagles are going to beat the Bears twice this season. Once in the regular season, once in the conference championship. We're going to have a Bird Bowl. Ben was right, and he's right about the Super Bowl winner. It's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, he's going to be really good this year, and he's going to get the MVP that some people –
Put down the bold take.
He's going to be really good this year, and he's going to get the MVP that some people in this podcast thinks that he deserves and deserved last season. So that's the playoff predictions. What are we thinking? Crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we all know what you really see. This
is Kool-Aid because I'm drinking it.
This is why Bears fans, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but this is why Bears fans are always disappointed. Because you guys are out here saying, we're going to make the conference game or the conference playoff game. Well, if that's going to be your expectation with a first-year head coach and a sophomore-year quarterback who's trying to pick up a new offense.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Still kind of bad No, let me finish.
Whoa.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Thank you. All right. With 2 tackle questions and with all the questions that the Bears
are y'all starting to left tackle?
Okay. With all the questions that the Bears have, for Bears fans to then turn around and say, well, we're going to have them make it to the conference championship game. This is why you guys are so sad and depressed and disappointed every year, because you guys have the most, oh my gosh, ridiculous expectations for your team every year. Thank you. You can finish. That's all I got to say. I'm not going to respond.
Screw you, Ryan, for being a fan.
Hey, hold on a second. Okay, well, didn't the Commanders just have a brand new head coach make the conference championship last season with a young quarterback at the helm? I mean, Jaden Daniels trying to figure things out under Cliff Kingsbury. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't Ben Johnson a more successful offensive coach in mind than Cliff Kingsbury in general? Wait a minute.
And how often does it happen?
Caleb Williams a more sought-after prospect when it comes to the NFL draft last season? Wait a minute. Didn't the Commanders have a lot of questions going into last season as far as their roster construction and their defense specifically? I mean, this is the NFL we're talking about, Ben. You can call me a fan all you want, but if you get hot at the right time, anything could happen here. I might be sipping the Kool-Aid on my team here, but I think for sure the Bears have a pretty decent chance at being good. Do they have a chance at being bad? They're the Chicago Bears, of course. But am I going to sit here anymore and waddle in my depression that last year didn't work out and Matty Eberflus didn't call a timeout in Detroit on Thanksgiving and it ruined my turkey dinner? Am I going to sit here and pout about that anymore? Or am I going to sit here and realize that week 1 is 1 week away and just be, okay, well, we'll see. Like, no.
I'm not
sorry
asking
about
you to
it.
be
Anything
upset.
could
I'm
happen.
asking you to be realistic.
I'm
Stop
not-
it. The
I'm
reason that the
saying-
Commanders team was so exciting is because that doesn't happen. So you're asking, this goes back to, is it the expectation or is it, oh my goodness, you're stressing me out. I can't do it. Is it the expectation or is it the exception? Right? And you're making the exception the expectation. And that's what the Bears fans are doing. And again, be excited. I'm not telling you to be like, our team's going to win 4 games. I'm just asking you to be realistic. That's it. And again, maybe it bounces, maybe it bites me in the butt, and maybe you guys make the conference championship game. But I think it is better to have a realistic expectation and be excited about it. Because ask Commanders fans, did they think they were going to get that far last year? No shot in hell. And that's why it was so exciting. Again, I
Listen,
don't want to spend too much time.
I have a rebuttal to you because I'm kind of innocent bystander in all of this.
Yeah.
Last 3 years, we had Brock Purdy come in and lead his team to the conference championship. And we saw C.J. Stroud lead his team to a division win when they were like the worst odds to win the Super Bowl, and they won a playoff game. And then last year we had Daniels go to the. So it's like, I disagree with your point of like it doesn't happen. It's the wave, man. It's the wave that these young rookie quarterbacks just pick up the game, or just young quarterbacks in general pick up the game faster than they should. And by any means am I saying Caleb Williams is going to? No, because I watched his rookie year. But I think his talent and overall what Ryan's spewing on the offensive side, like I could buy the offense being.
I could buy the offense too.
But I'm. Yeah, who are y'all playing at left tackle? But like, it's we'll see. We'll see.
Here, hold on a
But
minute. Let me just say,
it's the league of parity.
We wanted to. I mean, just to further that point, Ben, the clip that we're using in the podcast intro had Nick Foles catching a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl. Who was in the conference championships at quarterback that year?
Again, that is why it
Blake
is so
Bortles.
much fun.
Blake Bortles?
The boat.
Case Keenum, Nick Foles.
Case Keenum.
And then
Case Keenum, man.
Brady.
Case Keenum. Where's Case Keenum? What's Case Keenum doing right now?
Where is he?
When
You
the
actually don't know?
Vikings
Case
started,
Keenum, wait a minute. Third string quarterback for the Chicago Bears, Case Keenum, the guy that mentored C.J. Stroud for the last couple of years. Case Keenum.
That.
I'm saying the pieces are in place for this team.
Fans expect that. That's what makes all this stuff. It just, again, I think it's crazy. Again, I've always said it's your job as a fan to be excited, but this is my overarching point. This is why Bears fans are so miserable, is because you guys have these lofty expectations and set expectations for your team that are just way beyond what is mostly realistic. Again, anything can happen, but this is why you guys are so miserable all the time. It's because you guys have these crazy expectations, and that's the point that I'm trying to make.
If the chips were to fall this way, I think there's a shot. I think
it would be fun. I would love for it to happen. Again, as you guys have said, parity happens all the time. But just this, I just want to point that out to all the Bears fans watching. This is why you guys are miserable. That's all I'm saying.
We're not the only miserable fan base in the league. Let me just point that out.
Of course not. Of course not. I'm just saying
it's just you have to deal with me, and that's the problem.
Yes.
Like, you know. All right. I think we've got a whole nother level of football to talk about, right, boys? What are we thinking?
Yeah, that's all for the playoff predictions. Didn't think I'd get a Bears debate, but hey,
I'll tell you.
It's the Pigskin Project. You never know when a Bears debate's
what a day.
Matt,
hopefully you enjoyed that video. We really appreciate you clicking on this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. That always helps us out. And remember, check out our links in the description. And Wednesdays, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central Time, live over here, talking ball, interacting with the chat, having some fun. So you wouldn't want to miss that. But that's all for me. And until next time, roll that outro.